ज्योति स्टेनो टाइपिंग कॉलेज में आप सभी का स्वागत है बच्चों। ये कैलाश डिक्टेशन नंबर 131 है। ये सभी डिपार्टमेंटों के लिए जो भी इंग्लिश का 80 WPM का डिक्टेशन का आपका टेस्ट है उसके लिए इम्पोर्टेंट है। तो इसको पहले अच्छे से लिखें, फिर पढ़ें और फिर जो वेबसाइट है jyotistenotipingcollege.com, इस वेबसाइट पे जाकर के इसको टाइप कर दें। डिक्टेशन स्टार्ट आफ्टर 5 सेकेंड। Mr. Vice Chairman, sir, through this proclamation, we are discussing the problem of a very important unit of this country where the President's rule has been promulgated. While supporting the resolution, I want to make some observations not only on Mizoram but on the entire northeastern region where the political situation continues to cause concern for this country. Very often we talk about insurgency, but to me, in the northeastern region, even before independence, we were fighting for the identity people were asserting, and we were asserting for our very survival in this country. By nature, tribal are very sensitive and they are very suspicious as far as their identity is concerned. In this wide Indian culture, naturally, the tribal people in the northeastern region have felt that unless they assert their identity, they would become totally submerged and they would become second rate citizens in the country. That was the fear that they apprehended, and it grew over the years. Another movement, I do not call it insurgency, was a political movement in Nagaland by which they had adopted a policy of non-violence peaceful approach to the solution of the problem, but when they were pushed to the wall, they had to take up arms, and they never called themselves Naga Army, they called themselves safeguards. It was a part of the undivided Assam. Because of the police action, they had to defend themselves, and gradually it has developed into a political movement, and they had to take up arms to defend themselves, to protect themselves, to protect the village. In this way, this kind of political movement continued not only in Nagaland but also in other parts of the northeastern region. This was followed by Mizoram, then again Manipur, and today this melody has been spread to Assam also. So, do not take it only from the point of view of insurgency. I would urge this august house that the feelings, aspirations, the longings of these tribals in the northeastern region have got something to do with their survival for their existence. May I state here that in Nagaland, though it is a small state, it is a small tribe, we have our own history, we have our own political background, and it was no other leader than late Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru who recognized the identity of the Nagas, and it was Pandit Nehru who gave that political identity to Naga people. And therefore, the Naga people even now remember how great was Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. He was a father of the downtrodden. He was a father of the people there. Let us come to Meghalaya. The same agitation was going on, but fortunately Meghalaya could emerge without shedding any blood and through a peaceful process. The state of Meghalaya was carved out, and this was given by no other person than Miss Indira Gandhi. Mizoram emerged after more than 2 decades of struggle under the leadership of Laldinga. They had been fighting for cession from India. It was through the good offices of the government of India, the people of India, and also the political wisdom of Laldinga that he came round to join the mainstream of national life. Why should we not give credit to Laldinga for this? It was he who took the step that we should be a part and parcel of the Indian Union. Shall we not give him the credit? So I would request the honorable members not to utter any uncharitable words against Laldinga just because there is president's rule there. Whether president's rule is there or the elected government is there, Laldinga is also there. How could he come to power after the last election? I would remind this august house that the tribal people are very considerate. It was Mr. Laldinga who highlighted or projected the Mijos in the eyes of the people of India and the world. Mijo people are proud people, very hardworking people, and they know what is best for them. Therefore, when this accord was signed, the Mizo intellectuals and the Mijo people said, why not give chance to our leader, Mr. Laldinga? He fought for us. He lived in difficult conditions for us. And they brought him to power. His party was given the mandate by the people, but sir, administration of guerrilla people is quite different from a normal administration. In a guerrilla warfare, in a guerrilla movement, there is might that this is the destiny of an individual, the fate of an individual, the fate of an organization. But in a normal administration where we have to function under the Constitution of India, we have to be governed by normal rules and regulations and procedures. Here, I believe Mr. Laldinga, who has been used only to the guerrilla methods when he was given the reins of normal administration, felt the difficulties of running a normal administration, felt the difficulties of running a normal administration. He could not satisfy not only his MLAs, his partymen, but also his followers, because one can promise heaven, one can promise the sun and the moon, but in actual implementation, one cannot satisfy the feelings, the aspirations, and the urge of all the people who follow him when he was leading a political movement. Similar in the case in Assam. AGP promised so many things to the people, but when you are given the actual reins of administration, you are bound to fumble. So they are also suffering. Similar is the case with Laldinga. Don't blame only the Congress government. Defection was not by Congress people, it was among his own colleagues, among his own men. About this anti-defection law, I think the philosophy behind it is also full of defects and loopholes. When an individual is killed, we call it murder, but in a war, when we kill thousands, we don't call it murder. Similar in the case with anti-defection law. Therefore, this House should do some rethinking on this anti-defection law. इस डिक्टेशन की स्पीड भी लगभग 90-91 रही है। वेबसाइट पे इसको लगा दिया गया, पहले उसको अच्छे से पढ़ेंगे और फिर इसको टाइप कर देंगे।